What are you working on?
I am analyzing this sales data to see what age groups we sell the most often to, and what the average sale is. I was struggling to figure out how to categorize the different ages, but then I remembered the categorization functions. Categorization functions are great ways to use a computed column to perform conditional and bucketing analyses on data. Let's take a look at some other functions. Don't you just hate it when product codes that start with zeros appear without those zeros in a dataset? 1010 Data actually has a function that can fix that for you.
String functions allow you to manipulate text to extract information from it, join or split text, and transform it.
String functions are a great way to manipulate text data. You can use them to embed strings into standardized templates or extract information from strings, or join and split strings. To maximize the efficiency of your operations, use the Link to Worksheet option. This allows you to perform operations on your foreign table to reduce its size and then include only matching rows in your base table. This reduces the number of rows you are analyzing, and you can reduce the number of columns too by using more options to only include columns from the foreign table that are relevant to your analysis. Weighted sum tabulations involve creating a reference column so that we can use the weighted sum function as part of our tabulations. With the data in 2 columns in our table, we can then perform computations on the data like we would with any other columns.
Data uses a transformational query language as opposed to a declarative language like SQL. You don't describe the end result and let the system figure it out. You, the user, sets up the series of actions, each of which transforms the result of prior actions. There's often more than one solution to a single problem, and depending on the problem and the data, different approaches can produce better performance.
So it's on the user to write efficient queries.
Exactly. And the 1010 Data platform empowers you to do so. Lazy evaluation is when certain expressions or operations are not evaluated until the data is needed. Order of operations is also important. By far, the best way to optimize is to perform row selection first. Always try to make the greatest reduction in rows with your first selection on native columns, wherever possible. Also, try to avoid creating selection columns by making direct selections instead. Generally, after row selections, it is best to perform tabulations, and then any linking.
Because tabulations also reduce the number of rows, which makes linking more efficient.
Exactly. And linking can be a costly operation, especially when linking to a worksheet instead of a table. So be careful with how you use it, as you can sometimes run into memory limits. Sort is a very expensive operation to perform because you're asking the system to evaluate every row. So only use this when you absolutely have to, and only as the last operation you perform. With merge, remember that the combined size of both tables or worksheets is limited. And finally, with arrange, it helps to hide any columns you won't need for your analysis. Remember though, there are no hard and fast rules. Users are encouraged to build up intuition through practice. And because the data analysis approach is stepwise, it's easier for you to understand and debug. And it's easier for the query engine to compute.